Nobody, and I mean nobody, was ready for what Kirk Frost just dropped. Not the cast, not the fans, not even the die-hard bloggers who practically live for messy tea. And yet, here we are. With the internet in absolute chaos over Kirk's jaw-dropping revelation that Ashley and Mendeecees, yes, that Mendeecees allegedly spent an entire night together in a hotel. Now, if this sounds like just another cheating rumor recycled from Twitter, think again. Because Kirk isn't whispering vague gossip. He's claiming to have receipts. The kind of receipts that make blogs crash, group chats explode, and cast members stop pretending this is just reality TV drama. So how did we get here? Let's rewind. Mendeecees, for years, has carefully crafted his image as a redeemed man, a family guy, someone who's been through his mistakes and come out stronger, standing proudly next to Yandi as the loyal husband and father. Fans have seen him defend his marriage in reunions, clap back at rumors online, and shut down speculation that he's still moving shady behind the scenes. Yandi's defended him through it all, often painting herself as the woman standing tall in the face of lies and gossip. And then there's Ashley, the bold, unfiltered cast member who has never shied away from stirring the pot. Ashley has always walked into rooms like she owns them, flipping tables, clapping back, and embracing the chaos that makes love and hip-hop what it is. She thrives in drama. But even her fans didn't expect this. Not Ashley being tied to Mendeecees in a scandal that feels like the biggest betrayal plot twist we've seen in years. Now here comes Kirk, messy, calculated, and always one to stir the narrative when the spotlight isn't even on him. Out of nowhere, Kirk steps into the chat like the villain holding a mic. And boom, he reveals that Ashley and Mendeecees weren't just spotted together. They allegedly spent a whole night in a hotel. And if that wasn't messy enough, Kirk insists he has proof. Screenshots, timestamps, and maybe even images that can't see daylight without setting fire to the internet. The question is, why Kirk? Why now? Because let's be real, Kirk doesn't just spill tea for free. Every time he's dropped something in the past, it's been to protect his own narrative or flip the heat off him and Rashida. Fans are already speculating online that Kirk isn't just exposing Ashley and Mendeecees out of loyalty to Yandi. He's doing it because it benefits him. Maybe he's sitting on drama of his own, and by throwing this bombshell into the spotlight, he's distracting everyone. Or maybe, just maybe, he's tired of watching Mendeecees skate by with that family man image while the rest of them keep getting dragged for their mess. Either way, the reaction was immediate. The second Kirk's revelation hit, Twitter went nuclear. Hashtags like #Ashley Mendeecees Hotel, #Kirk drops receipts, and #Yandi deserves better began trending within hours. Meme pages flooded the internet with fans comparing the alleged hotel night to everything from a spy movie. Rendezvous 2, a reality TV version of Mission Impossible. TikTok started breaking down the timeline, zooming in on hotel check-ins, and even linking Ashley's cryptic Instagram captions to the night in question. One viral post joked, "Ashley and Mendeecees out here moving like they're on Love and Hip Hop Espionage Edition." But the juiciest part, according to Kirk's version of events, this wasn't just a people catching up. This was orchestrated. Rooms booked under aliases, secret check-ins, dimly lit hallways, and text messages that suggest the night was planned long before it happened. And if Kirk really does have the texts, that means Mendeecees, who swore to Yandi, swore to the cast, swore to the world that he was done with all that shady behavior, may have been lying the entire time. The betrayal stings even more when you consider Yandi. Because let's not forget, this is a woman who has stood by Mendeecees through prison, through endless cheating rumors, through castmates whispering that she was being played. And now, to see Kirk publicly drag out what could be the ultimate betrayal. Fans say it feels like watching Yandi's world collapse in real time. Screenshots of her old reunion speeches defending her husband are being reposted everywhere with captions like, "Sis was fighting for a man who is out here playing chess with Ashley. And Ashley, oh, she's playing it cool." If you followed her, you already know she doesn't run from scandal. She walks straight into it like it's her stage. Sources claim she's been smug about the whole thing, even sending subtle Instagram stories that suggest she knows exactly what kind of storm she's kicked up. One post, a picture of her sipping champagne with the caption, "Unbothered," had fans losing their minds. Because if the rumors are true, she's not just unbothered. She's sitting at the very center of the most chaotic scandal of the season. Meanwhile, Mendeecees has gone radio silent. No posts, no comments, no clapbacks. And that silence is only making things worse. Fans are saying the longer he stays quiet, the guiltier he looks. And honestly, they might not be wrong, so here we are. A hotel night that may or may not have happened. A husband with a reputation on the line, a wife blindsided yet again, and a castmate who may have just blown up the entire Love and Hip Hop universe with a single revelation. Kirk has set the internet on fire, and everyone is waiting to see what happens when the cameras catch up to the chaos. The receipts. They're coming. The fallout. It's already happening. And the drama. Oh, it's only just begun. The moment Kirk dropped his so-called truth bomb, the entire Love and Hip Hop universe tilted on its axis. At first, people thought he was just being messy, throwing out wild allegations to distract from his own questionable history with Rashida. But then he leaned in. He didn't just say it, he doubled down, claiming he had receipts. The word alone sent chills through the cast because in their world, receipts mean everything. Receipts are what make gossip undeniable. What turn rumors into full-blown scandals? What separate hearsay from headlines? And the way Kirk revealed it, it was calculated. He didn't scream it during a reunion fight. He didn't whisper it in some shady side interview. No, he waited until the cameras were rolling, until everyone was seated comfortably, until the energy was calm. Then, like a master chess player, he dropped the bomb in a voice so casual, it almost didn't register at first. Ashley and Mendeecees spent the night together. I got the proof. The words echoed across the set like gunfire. The first to react was Spice, her eyes widening as she leaned forward with that classic mix of shock and curiosity. "Wait, WHAT receipts?" she demanded, clutching her drink like she needed something to hold on to. Then Rashida's face twisted, torn between embarrassment that her husband was the one exposing the mess, and relief that, for once, it wasn't her name on the chopping block. And Yandi. Well, Yandi froze. The woman who could normally brush off allegations with a cool clapback suddenly went pale. Her eyes darted toward Kirk, then toward Ashley, then finally toward the cameras. It was like she already knew this wasn't just another rumor. This was something deeper. Ashley, meanwhile, didn't even flinch. That was the first twist nobody expected. Normally, when a castmate gets accused of sleeping with someone else's man, there's outrage, denial, screaming. But Ashley? She sat there cool as ice, flipping her hair like she'd been waiting for this moment. She smirked. Smirked? That smirk was enough to set the internet ablaze before. She even opened her mouth. "You really gonna do this, Kirk?" she asked, her tone somewhere between playful and dangerous. The cast leaned in. Producers whispered to each other, and the tension was so thick you could slice it with a knife. Kirk just nodded slowly, like he had been waiting his whole career for this. "Yeah," he said, "because I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines watching y'all act like saints while the rest of us get dragged." That's when he pulled out his phone. Now, in Love and Hip Hop history, nothing raises the stakes like a phone being unlocked in front of the cameras. Fans know what's coming. Screenshots, voice notes, call logs. And sure enough, Kirk started scrolling. The first receipt he showed wasn't even subtle. A blurry but recognizable screenshot of a hotel confirmation email. The name wasn't clear, but the initials matched MH. Booked for a suite on the exact night Kirk claimed the rendezvous happened. But that wasn't all. The timestamp on Ashley's Instagram story from that night, where she had posted a cryptic picture of her shoes kicked off on a plush hotel carpet, matched the check-in time almost exactly. The cast gasped. That could be anybody's shoes, Ashley said, finally breaking her calm demeanor. But her voice wavered just enough to spark suspicion. And of course, fans online were already screenshotting, comparing Ashley's shoes in other posts to the ones in the story. Within minutes, side-by-side comparisons were circulating, with captions like "Same heels, sis. You can't hide." But Kirk wasn't done. He scrolled further and pulled up what looked like a text thread. Now, whether it was real or fabricated didn't even matter in that moment, because the words on the screen sent the room spinning. A message allegedly from Mendeecees' room under alias, "Don't be late," followed by Ashley's reply, "Already here. Bring wine. Bring wine." Yandi shot out of her seat. Nah, this ain't real," she shouted, her voice shaking. But the cameras caught it. That flicker of doubt in her eyes, the way her hands trembled as she tried to grab the phone from Kirk. The producers were practically salivating at the drama unfolding. This wasn't scripted. This wasn't staged. This was raw, messy chaos that would dominate headlines for weeks. The twist came when Ashley finally decided to speak. Instead of denying everything outright, she played the game differently. "So what if I was at a hotel? I don't gotta explain where I lay my head," she said, looking directly at Yandi. "Maybe your husband should explain why his name popping up in my texts." That one sentence turned the tables completely. Suddenly, it wasn't just about Ashley being accused, it was about Mendeecees being forced to defend himself. And where was Mendeecees? Nowhere to be found. The man at the center of the storm wasn't even in the room. That silence was deafening, and it was the first big twist of the scandal. Ashley wasn't panicking. She was daring Yandi to turn her rage toward her husband. Meanwhile, social media was already doing what it does best, turning the receipts into memes, jokes, and viral theories. One tweet read, "Kirk pulling out screenshots like a messy auntie at Thanksgiving. #Kirk drops receipts." Another fan posted a GIF of someone fainting with the caption, "Me watching Yandi's face when Ashley didn't deny it." And within hours, hashtags like #Mendeecees Hotel Night and #Ashley Smirk were trending across multiple platforms. But the biggest shocker came when Kirk hinted he wasn't the only one with proof. "I ain't even dropped the voice note yet," he said, smirking into the camera. The cast erupted, spice threw her hands in the air. Rashida covered her mouth, and Yandi nearly collapsed back into her seat. "You've got a voice note," Bambi shouted, half horrified, half thrilled. Kirk just nodded. "Oh yeah, y'all ain't ready for that one?" And with that, the stage was set. Fans went wild speculating about what could possibly be on the voice note. Was it Mendeecees confessing? Ashley plotting? Some emotional exchange that proved the hotel night was real? Nobody knew, but the promise of it was enough to send the internet into a frenzy. For Yandi, this was the breaking point. She stormed out of the room, her mic still hot, whispering furiously, "I can't keep doing this. Every year, it's something new." That clip alone became an instant viral moment, with fans editing it into TikToks about betrayal, heartbreak, and reality TV chaos. And so, the first twist of this saga wasn't just the receipts. It was the realization that Ashley wasn't scared. Kirk wasn't bluffing. Hey, and Yandi might finally be pushed to a point she couldn't come back from. The messy triangle had just turned into an alt-war, and everyone knew the next reveal would be catastrophic. The fallout from Kirk's initial revelation had already set the room ablaze. But when he teased the existence of a voice note, it changed the entire temperature. Everyone knew screenshots could be faked, emails could be doctored, and social media stories could be misinterpreted. But audio was sacred in the world of love and hip-hop drama. A voice note wasn't just words. It was tone, inflection, emotion. It was undeniable. And if Kirk really had one, then the scandal wasn't just about rumors anymore. It was about cold, hard proof. The camera zoomed in on Kirk's phone as he scrolled through his files. "See, the thing is," he said, dragging out the suspense, "y'all keep thinking I'm just messy. But nah, I don't speak unless I know. And right now, I know. Spice leaned forward, clutching her wig like it might fly off at any second. "Kirk, don't play," she said, almost pleading. "You've ruined lives with this." Kirk smirked. Maybe lives needed ruining. That line right there. It was like a match to gasoline. Rashida jumped in, trying to shut it down, her voice trembling. "Kirk, you don't need to be the one doing this. You've really gone to drag us all into some mess that ain't even ours." But Kirk brushed her off, eyes still locked on Ashley. And Ashley, she looked amused. Not nervous, not defensive, amused. She crossed her legs, leaned back, and simply said, "Play it. Let them hear." The cast erupted. "What?" Bambi yelled. "You're not even going to deny it." Ashley shrugged. "Why deny what everybody already knows?" The room went silent for half a beat. That was the moment Ashley shifted the narrative completely. She wasn't playing victim. She wasn't trying to clear her name. She was standing in the fire and daring everyone else to burn with her. Kirk finally hit play. The audio started off muffled, like it had been recorded through a pocket or from a distance. But then Mendeecees' voice rang clear. "Just relax. I told you I got the room. Ain't nobody gonna know." You stressing over nothing. The room collectively gasped. Then came Ashley's voice, unmistakable. "I'm not stressing, but you need to be careful. If Yandi finds out, it's over." The clip cut off there. Just a few seconds, but it was enough. Enough to prove that the hotel night wasn't just gossip. Enough to prove that Ashley and Mendeecees were in contact, conspiring in secret. And enough to shatter Yandi's carefully maintained composure. She stood, frozen, tears welling up, her hands trembling so hard she could barely hold onto her phone. "That's not real," she whispered, almost to herself. "That's not real." But the damage was done. The cast had heard it. The cameras had captured it. And social media. Social media was already exploding with captions like, "Ashley ain't even scared." She told him straight up. #Yandi deserve a spurter. Mendeecees finally appeared in the doorway, as if summoned by the chaos. His face was tense, his eyes scanning the room, immediately clocking the energy. "What's this about?" he asked, trying to sound casual, but his voice cracked. Yandi whipped around to face him, tears streaming now. "You tell me," she said. "You explain this?" She shoved Kirk's phone toward him, the audio clip still replaying. Mendeecees' face drained of color. For a moment, he didn't say anything. Just stared at the screen, lips pressed tight. Then he muttered, "That's out of context." The room erupted in laughter. Spice literally fell back in her chair, clutching her stomach. "Out of context." "Bruh, she said your name," she screamed. "What context you gon' spin that into?" Ashley stayed calm, still smirking. "Go ahead, explain," she said, looking directly at him. "I'd love to hear this context." That was the second major twist. Instead of panicking, Ashley doubled down. She wanted the confrontation. She wanted it out in the open. It was as if she had been preparing for this moment, like she had nothing to lose. Yandi, meanwhile, was unraveling. She paced the room, muttering to herself, then spun back toward her husband. "All these years," she said, her voice breaking, "all these years I've defended you. I've stood by you. I've fought people for you. And this is what you do. A hotel. With her." She pointed at Ashley, who didn't flinch. Mendeecees tried to speak, but Sierra cut him off. Don't even start. That's your voice, bro. That's her voice. We not stupid." Bambi added, "And Ashley ain't even denying it." "So what, we all supposed to play dumb?" The internet went ballistic. Fan pages immediately clipped the voice note from the live feed, circulating it across TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Comments poured in. "Yandi girl, leave him already." "Ashley, really?" said ID Gaff Energy. "Kirk is messy, but he just gave us reality TV history." Memes flooded timelines, comparing Mendeecees to every shady TV husband caught cheating, while Ashley was branded the new villain. An anti-hero all at once. But the true escalation came not from the receipts themselves, but from Yandi's reaction. For the first time in years, she broke completely on camera. She collapsed into Spice's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. "I gave him everything," she cried. "My loyalty, my life. And he couldn't even give me honesty." That moment wasn't just television. It was raw humanity, a woman crushed under the weight of betrayal, and fans felt it. Producers debated whether to cut the cameras, but of course they didn't. This was ratings gold. They let it roll, capturing every tear, every glare, every whispered argument. Ashley sat like a queen watching her empire burn, unfazed. Kirk scrolled smugly through his phone, clearly pleased with himself. And Mendeecees. He was drowning, stammering, sweating, unable to spin the narrative no matter how hard he tried. Then came the shocking reveal. Ashley, leaning forward, dropped another bomb. And before y'all act surprised, she said calmly, "This wasn't the first time." The room gasped again. Yandi's head shot up, eyes red, lips trembling. What do you mean?" Ashley tilted her head. "Ask him about Atlanta. 2 summers ago. Ask him who paid for that suite." The silence was deafening. Mendeecees froze, his jaw tightening. The cast stared at him, waiting for denial, for outrage, for something. But instead, he said nothing. Just silence. And that silence was the loudest confession of all. The camera zoomed in on Yandi's face, catching every ounce of heartbreak as the realization set in. This wasn't a one-time slip-up. This was a pattern. This was betrayal on repeat. And in that moment, Yandi, who had always defended her marriage on national TV, looked like she was finally ready to let it all burn. The escalation was complete. The hotel night wasn't just a scandal anymore. It was the unraveling of one of love and hip-hop's most iconic couples. Exposed in real time, with receipts no one could deny. And the shocking reveal that it wasn't even the first time. That was the knife twisting in the wound. The stage was set for war. Ashley versus Yandi, Kirk versus Mendeecees, truth versus lies, and a fandom more divided and obsessed than ever before. When the voice note hit the internet, it wasn't just a love and hip-hop scandal anymore. It became a cultural event. Within minutes of the clip airing, fan pages, gossip blogs, and even mainstream outlets jumped on it. What started as whispers from Kirk transformed into one of the biggest trending topics of 2025. Social media explodes on Twitter, or X, as it now brands itself, hashtags shot straight to the top of conceit. Trending. Hashtag Hotel Nightgate. #YonDY deserves better. #Ashley and Mendeecees. #Kirk with the receipts fans. Began dissecting every second of the voice note. Some slowed it down to prove the voices were authentic. Others compared past episodes where Ashley and Mendeecees had even looked at each other a little too long. Now framing those moments as foreshadowing. One viral tweet read, "So Ashley wasn't lying when she said she played chess while everyone else played checkers. Sis been plotting this hotel rendezvous for years." It got over 200,000 likes in less than 24 hours. Meanwhile, TikTok flooded with edits. Fans paired clips of Yandi crying with sad R&B ballads, while others mocked Mendeecees' out-of-context excuse by overlaying it with the infamous "Come on, brew" meme. Ashley. She got the villain edit treatment set to Rihanna's BTCH, "Better Have My Money." Asterisk celebrities weigh in. It didn't take long for industry voices to add fuel to the fire. Michelle, never one to hold her tongue, tweeted, "See? When I said some of these men weren't built for loyalty, y'all called me bitter. Now look." Cardi B, in a since-deleted Instagram Live, was seen laughing while scrolling through memes, saying, "I'm sorry. This ain't funny, but the way Ashley's sitting there like the Joker? She too calm." Screenshots of her laugh immediately went viral. Even Love and Hip Hop alums chimed in. Erica Mena wrote in a story, "Some of y'all really thought this man was changed. A leopard don't change its spots, boo." But the biggest shock came when Remy Ma posted a subtle tweet. "I keep telling y'all, real love ain't supposed to look like this." Fans immediately took that as her siding with Yandy. Bloggers and podcasts dive in Shade Room. Hollywood Unlocked and Gossip of the City went into overdrive. The Shade Room posted the voice note with the caption, "Chai Li." Kirk wasn't lying. Ashley and Mendeecees caught up in some hotel HEAT. Hashtag Yanda Stay Strong. The comments section turned into a war zone with over 150,000 replies in the first 2 hours. Jason Lee devoted an entire podcast episode to the scandal, saying, "This right here is why love and hip-hop will never die. You can't script this kind of chaos." Ashley just became the face of fearless scandal. Yandy just became the face of heartbreak. And Mendeecees, he's the face of regret. YouTubers weren't far behind either. Whole breakdown videos emerged, with creators pausing at every second of the leaked clip, referencing Ashley's outfits from that night and even mapping possible hotels in the area. One video, titled "The Hotel Timeline Explained," pulled in over 1 million views within 12 hours. Fans take sides. The fandom split into factions almost immediately. Team Yandy, fiercely defending her, calling her the victim, and demanding she leave Mendeecees once and for all. Memes of Yandy as the queen who deserves her crown dominated this side of the internet. Team Ashley, surprisingly, Ashley gained her own cult following. Some fans praised her boldness, calling her the realest one in the room. One trending comment read, "Ashley said play it and didn't flinch. Y'all might hate her, but respect the confidence, Team Kirk." And then, of course, there was the Kirk Hive, praising him for saving reality TV. Memes crowned him as Captain Receipts, holding his phone like a superhero weapon. Brand and industry fallout, but while fans were entertained, the industry side of things was grim. According to insiders, Yandy immediately began receiving quiet support from brands she had worked with. A major skincare line reportedly reached out, offering to pause campaigns until she was ready, while an empowerment nonprofit organization expressed interest in collaborating with her on women's advocacy. Ashley, however, was facing a different reality. One rumored fashion collab quietly pulled her name off their spring rollout. Insiders told blogs, "Ashley loves attention, but this kind isn't brand safe. It's one thing to be the villain on TV, it's another to be the villain in real life." Mendeecees, meanwhile, saw his public image tank almost overnight. Comments flooded his old posts, dragging him as the new Stevie J 2.0 and mocking him for fumbling Yandy for hotel. Sheet's PR expert speculated on CNN Entertainment that his reputation might be unrecoverable. In the family man space, the emotional narrative, and through all the noise, Yandy emerged as the sympathetic center. Fans flooded her comments with support. Celebrities reposted old clips of her speeches about loyalty and family. Even casual viewers who hadn't watched Love and Hip Hop in years were rallying behind her. The most viral fan post said, "Yandy stayed by him through prison, scandal, and chaos. And this is her reward. Nah, we riding for her." It hit over 1 million likes on Instagram. The sympathy narrative was so strong that some fans even began suggesting she leave the franchise altogether and launch her own spin-off. The phrase "Yandy Unfiltered" started trending, with mock posters circulating online. Kirk's new role in then. There was Kirk, once the perpetual villain of Love and Hip Hop. Kirk suddenly found himself in an unexpected position. Hero. Fans cheered him on for exposing the truth, calling it the most useful thing he's ever done on camera. Even his wife Rashida, though visibly stressed on set, couldn't deny the shift. "Kirk messy as hell," one fan tweeted, "but tonight he was our messy hero." By the end of the first 48 hours, the hotel scandal wasn't just a storyline. It was a national talking point. Bloggers, celebrities, fan pages, even mainstream media had latched onto it. Yandy was seen as the betrayed queen, Ashley the fearless villain, Mendeecees the disgraced husband, and Kirk the unlikely truth-teller. And with every hour, the story only got wilder. The only question left hanging in the air: would Yandy finally walk away? Or would she, once again, fight for a man who had proven himself unworthy? Just when fans thought the storm had peaked, another wave hit, and this one was the hardest yet. For days, the internet had been buzzing with Kirk's bombshell reveal. Ashley's smirks and Yandy's tears. But late one night, an anonymous account dropped a clip that changed everything. It wasn't just a rumor, a voice note, or a vague screenshot. No, this time it was video. Blurry, shaky, filmed from what looked like a hotel security cam leak. But clear enough to confirm one thing. Ashley and Mendeecees entering the same hotel together. Two figures, hoodies pulled low, trying to hide from the world. The time stamp matched Kirk's story to the hour. Fans didn't need clearer proof. The speculation was over, the scandal was real, the internet imploded all over again. Within minutes, hashtags like hashtag hotel video leak and hashtag caught in 4K were trending worldwide. Memes flooded timelines, side-by-side edits of Yandy crying in one frame, Ashley walking into the hotel in another. TikTok spliced dramatic music over the grainy footage, framing it like a movie trailer. Fans screamed, "This ain't Love and Hip Hop anymore. This is an HBO series." But the bigger twist wasn't the video itself. It was Kirk's reaction. Within hours of the leak, he went live on Instagram, smirking into the camera with Rashida sitting uncomfortably beside him. "See? Y'all thought I was messy," he said, "but the truth always come out. And let me just say, what you saw, that ain't even the half of it. I got more." That one sentence set the entire fandom on fire. More? What could be worse than the hotel tape? Rumors flew instantly. Some claimed Kirk had text threads between Ashley and Mendeecees. Others whispered about money transfers, gifts, even a possible pregnancy scare. The theories got darker by the minute, and Kirk wasn't denying any of them. Instead, he fed the frenzy with cryptic posts, a photo of a hotel keycard, screenshot of a blurred text, the caption "soon." Meanwhile, Yandy went completely silent. No posts, no lives, not even a statement through her team. The silence only amplified the heartbreak. Fans began begging her to speak up, flooding her old posts with messages of support. "Sis, you don't owe us, but we're praying for you." Others were harsher. "If you stay after this, we can't defend you no more." Ashley, on the other hand, leaned into the chaos. She posted a photo of herself sipping champagne with the caption, "Unbothered." The comments section exploded instantly. Supporters praised her for owning her villain arc, while critics dragged her mercilessly. "Sis, you celebrating destroying a marriage? That's not cute." Still, the engagement was sky high. And Ashley knew exactly what she was doing, feeding off the controversy like oxygen. Mendeecees tried his own version of damage control, but it only made things worse. On a half-hearted live, he denied the video meant anything, claiming, "You don't know what happened inside that hotel. Don't jump to conclusions." But fans weren't buying it. The comments flooded in with clown emojis, snake emojis, and endless reminders of Yandy's loyalty. It was clear his credibility was shattered. And then, the final twist. A blog posted what it claimed was a snippet from Kirk's unreleased receipts. A screenshot of a message allegedly from Mendeecees to Ashley that read, "Next time, we need to be more careful. Yandy's asking questions." The post went viral instantly. If true, it meant Mendeecees wasn't just reckless, he was knowingly sneaking around while gaslighting Yandy at the same time. The cliffhanger couldn't be juicier. Fans were left asking, would Kirk actually drop the full receipts? Would Yandy finally confront Ashley and Mendeecees face-to-face in a televised moment that would redefine love and hip-hop forever? Or would the franchise itself implode under the weight of a scandal, too real, too raw, and too explosive to ever recover from? One thing was certain. This wasn't just another messy storyline. This was betrayal caught in 4K, friendships fractured beyond repair, and a marriage hanging by a thread in front of millions of viewers and Kirk. He sat back like a puppet master, grinning at the chaos he had unleashed, with one promise still hanging in the air. The worst ain't even out yet. So here we are. Family, the hotel video is out. The lies are unraveling. And the internet is eating this up like it's the season finale of the biggest drama on TV. But trust me when I say this, the story isn't finished. If Kirk is telling the truth about having more receipts, then what we've seen so far is just the tip of the iceberg. And that's where you come in. I want to hear from you. Do you think Kirk is just stirring the pot for clout? Or does he really have the kind of receipts that could bury Mendeecees and Ashley once and for all? Is Ashley playing the long game here, using the chaos to flip the narrative in her favor? Or is Yandi finally going to wake up, shut the door on this marriage, and walk away for good? Drop your thoughts down below in the comments and don't hold back. Because this is the kind of scandal that needs every angle picked apart. And while you're at it, smash that like button if you think Kirk just turned himself into the messiest MVP in reality TV history. Hit subscribe if you're ready for part 2, 3, and 4 of this saga. Because you already know more leaks are coming, and when they do, we're going to be right here breaking it down. And turn on those notifications. Trust me, you do not want to miss the moment Kirk finally decides to drop the full receipts. When that happens, the internet won't just break, it'll explode. So buckle up because this isn't the end. It's the start of something way bigger. And if you thought this hotel scandal was wild, wait until you see what's coming next.